Hi, beautiful people. Welcome to Angelic Tree Tarot. Thank you for being here. Today, we're going to get into the cards and tap into how people see you. Okay, so this is going to be about how people generally see you, or even their first impression of you, or over time, just how you're seen as a whole. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards, get 3 piles going, and go from there. All right, see you in a minute. All right, y'all, so the cards have been shuffled. I put a couple crystals on each of the piles just to spice it up a little bit to make it look cute. Okay, so this is going to be pile 1, this is pile 2, and this is pile 3. Okay, so whatever card you are naturally drawn to, don't overthink it too much. Just whichever one is pulling on you. Okay, so just take a nice deep breath, get grounded. All right, and then whenever you're ready, we are going to go ahead and get started, starting with pile 1. All right, hey, pile 1. So this is your card that you chose. So let's see how people view you. All right, so you got the Justice card. Okay, so pile number 1, you can definitely be a Libra sun, moon, or rising. That can definitely be your dominant placement. People could generally see you as someone who's very fair, right? Someone who is like a mediator, always solving people's problems. You know, whether you know it or not, pile number 1, you can definitely be the go-to problem solver. I'm getting the message that you're just very, very wise. I'm hearing old soul, so you've always been very mature for your age. You might have been put into situations too early, so you might have been a child who was put into adult situations way before they were supposed to, right? So you naturally learned how to become, you know, a wise counsel, I'm hearing. You didn't necessarily ask for this role either. It just kind of landed on you, this role. So people definitely see you as someone who is a problem solver, pile number 1. You know how to see things from a bird's eye view. I just keep getting you had a lot of stuff placed on you very early. So it's not that you chose to be this way. It just, again, kind of just landed on you. But, you know, you have a very good sense of judgment. You can see through BS. You can see people's shadows, I'm getting now. People see you as peace. They see you as a sense of comfort. Someone who, again, will solve problems. A problem solver. You might not necessarily want this role, pile number 1. Now I'm getting something a little different. You know, just because you're able to do something or you're good at doing something doesn't necessarily mean that you have to or that you should. At least not all the time, right? I keep getting people pleaser too. So pile number 1, your guides are encouraging you to start prioritizing yourself and not placing so much of your value and your worth on how useful you can be to others. But that happens sometimes, right? When for so long we were just so praised for being the mature one or the wise one, or, you know, seen as just someone who will always take care of things, especially the things that, you know, other people don't want to take care of. So I'm getting the message, pile number 1, that it's important nowadays to tend to your own needs. Not that you have to stop tending to other people's needs, but it's important to make your needs priority overall, right? Let's pull one more card for you, pile number 1. So yeah, you're definitely seen as someone who is going to handle everything great. So you actually got 2 cards. You got the 4 of Cups and the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting, you know, you're guides and your ancestors really want you to sit with yourself a little more, again, to prioritize yourself. Sometimes it takes us to lean into our own selves more than, being around other people all the time, tending to other people all the time. Like the cards are saying you do, pile number 1. Yeah, your guides are saying, take some time out to yourself to really just go over your life. Think about what you want to do. Think about your needs, your priorities, what you need to do to feel cared for, feel loved. But it will take you to actually sit with yourself and think about yourself, for a change. Yeah, think about your own needs and prioritize those, And pile number 1, once you start doing that, you'll start to see like your actual sense of value begin to present itself to you. So you might discover things that you didn't even see about yourself before because you were so, pulled into other people's worlds, into other people's problems, right? Especially being as kind as you are and as considerate and helpful as you are. It is so essential for you to take this alone time for yourself, to tend to your needs, because then once you do this, you'll start to glow and you'll start to grow in lots of different areas in your life, finances, career, and love even. And so pile number 1 is giving that you're very, very helpful. You're very wise. You're seen as this problem-solving person that's always going to get stuff done. You're peaceful. You're kind. But it's going to take you to pour a lot of that attention to yourself. And remember that your worth is not about how useful you are to other people. It's so important for you to pour that type of attention and care and love into yourself and, solve your own problems. Prioritize solving your own things in life. Prioritize, pouring into yourself in the ways that you need to or you want to. Yeah, people definitely see you as this, again, wise person. And they also see you as very abundant, very rich. Whether you have a lot of financial money or not, you just have a very rich spirit, a very glowy spirit. And, I'm feeling some people, whether they intentionally do it or unintentionally, they kind of use your kindness as a way for them to get some of that richness off of you, like to get some of that rich energy off of you, or however you want to put it. And they see it, right? People are not going to, well, some people will show up for you and tell you, the truth about you needing to prioritize yourself. But most people, pile number 1, they're just going to keep taking. They're just going to keep taking all that abundance. They're just going to keep taking all of that vibrant, rich, beautiful energy from you as long as you let them, right? And this is no shame. This is no blame. This is no shade, but it's just what your guides are giving to me about your message, pile number 1. So yeah, definitely take some time out to assess yourself, keeping your kind self, keeping your loving self, your helpful self, but always, pile number 1, always remember to do that for you first, okay? Do that for you first. That's the first thing, okay? Once you get this balanced, once you get your need to be helpful to other people and your need to be helpful to yourself in harmony, once you get those two aspects of yourself balanced, it's go time. You're in your richness, honey. You're in your bag. You're in your power. You are in your most, authentic, best, alignment of self. Okay, so pile number 1, I hope this was helpful for you and you got something from it too. Comment a yellow heart if this was your pile, and let me know in the comments if you got anything from this and how you're going to pour into yourself more in the future. All right, thank you, pile number 1. Take care. Hey, pile number 2. So this is the card that you chose. Let's see how people view you. All right, how you are seen by others. All right, you have the Temperance card. Okay, pile number 2. Only if you were guided to pile number 1 too, you might want to check that out because they had some very similar energies going on here. So pile number 2, the Temperance card is about balance. For me, it's about grace as well. It's about patience. Every time I look at this card or think about this card. Temperance, of course, temperance. It reminds me of the word temperature, right? So I'm getting that you know how to, you know when to turn the heat up and you know when to turn the AC on. You know when to be to yourself. You know when to be out, you know, in the world amongst other people, pile number 2. So people generally, they see you as a people person. You're very good in community. You're very good speaking. You're very good talking to people. They see you as a very calm person, pile number 2. So you're seen as very calm, whether that's really you or not. But you're seen as very calm. You're seen as someone who really doesn't let people piss you off like that. You're seen as someone who, you know, it takes a lot to get you mad, to get you, you know, upset, to get you triggered even. Yeah, people see you as very balanced, almost untouchable too, almost like I'm getting a divine energy off of you. So people sense a divine energy coming from you. You may have a deep spiritual practice. You may be in touch with your guides, be closely in touch with your ancestors. You might be an introvert, pile number 2, but when you're out, people can easily mistake you for an extrovert. I think it's called an ambivert, right? If you're extroverted and you're introverted. Yeah, you're definitely an ambivert, pile number 2. So you just have this good balance going on where you can be out, you know, be wild, have fun, be lit, you know, be the life of the party even. Hey, but then you always have that part of you that stays to yourself too. So people see you as very calm, and, you know, they can also sense that you have another part of yourself that you do not show others. Now I'm getting something else, pile number 2. Even though you are seen as a people person with very good communication and people skills, they also sense some type of guardedness coming from you. You might actually be guarded, pile number 2, or people just don't know how to put a name on this part of you that, you know you're keeping to yourself. So they don't know how to put a name on it. So you could come across as a private person. You could actually be a private person, you know. You know how much to give, you know how much to keep. Yeah, you're seen as a very spiritual. Now I just heard earth angel. So people have actually probably told you that you were an earth angel, or that you're an angel, or that you know, have helped them in magical ways, that you are so precious to them, so like divine to them. So people could even see you as like quote unquote special or divine, or just special in their life, right? So, but yeah, very calm, very peaceful, very balanced. Let's get another card for you, pile number 2. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, pile number 2. So we almost had a situation while I was shuffling your second card. First of all, you got the Tower card, right? But as I was shuffling the card, the ring light almost fell, almost landed into this candle that is lit, and it would have been a whole disaster. But got the Tower card. From what happened before I shuffled this, and just from the energy of, you know, the Tower card, like I was saying, people see you as very calm, balanced, and they also sense that other part of you that takes no shit, okay? People sense your shadow side. People sense that although you are kind, although you are very balanced even, that other side of the scale, right, can pop off real quick. So they know not to mess with you, pile number 2. You're definitely giving that energy of, I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, but I'll say you're giving that energy of the silent unaliver, right? It starts with a K. Your silence is strong. Your calmness is strong. You have a very strong energy, right? So that divine energy that we were talking about earlier, it's very sweet, very lovely, but that energy also can be seen as like but there's that other side too. You better not mess with me. So you might actually, like I said, have a very prominent spiritual practice, pile number 2, And along with your spiritual practice, you've been working with your shadow, like for however long. So you're very tapped into and balanced in your light and your shadow, in the unseen and the seen. You're definitely seen as a divine being, however you want to take that. So that's one thing, right? Your calmness will turn into chaos in a split second, okay? So you're very balanced in general. Yeah, that's all I'm getting from you, pile number 2. You're seen as a very powerful, divine, balanced being who is sweet, but can also be the opposite of sweet, okay? You have protection around you. You're seen as someone who is very protected in the realms. That's what it is. Yeah, pile number 2. If this was your pile, go ahead and drop a blue heart in the comments, okay? I would love to hear from you. If this resonated, if you're like, yeah, this is me all the way. People have told me this. Yes, I know this is me. Like and subscribe for more videos like this. And I will talk to you later, pile number 2. All right, take care. Hey, pile number 3. So this is your card that you chose. How do people see you? Okay, how do they view you? Ooh, so you have the Strength card. Okay, beautiful, powerful card right off the back. Straight up, you're just seen as very powerful, very strong, bold. You're seen as a leader, okay? Whether this is something that you actually do, like maybe you're a manager for work, maybe you are a business owner, or you just lead in some type of way, lead a family, lead a group of people, you're just seen as a very powerful leader. Whether you see yourself as a leader or not, this is how other people see you, okay? You naturally make people want to be led by you. People trust you. People trust you to lead them, which is not an easy thing to do a lot of the times, but you're seen as someone who is trustworthy, who is a leader. You're seen as someone who is a very wise leader too. You're very balanced in your leadership. Yeah, your first card was very straightforward. Pile number 3, you're seen as a very powerful, strong leader, as the lion in the card, the woman taming the lion too. You're seen as someone who is not only a leader, is not only just powerful, but knows what to do with that leadership. You know that saying, like, heavy is the crown or heavy is the head, right? Because with great power comes like great responsibility a lot of the times, but you're seen as someone who is almost a master at your leadership skills. You know how to make people feel like they want to be led. So you're seen as very strong, very powerful again, whether you feel like it or not. Pile number 3, this is how people see you. Okay, so yeah, your first card is pretty straightforward. So let's get some clarifiers here. Pile number 3, you're seen as very resilient. Okay. Are we taking these? Yeah, let's take them. Okay, so you have 2 of Swords and the 5 of Cups. Pile number 3, what I'm getting from your clarifying cards is, you are naturally a leader and people do see you as that, right? And I noticed that I kept saying earlier, whether you know it or not, So pile number 3, I'm getting the message that you might not truly know your full power as far as leadership. But what I'm specifically getting is that you're choosing not to see your full potential. The reason you're choosing not to see your full potential, not to fully embrace your leadership skills and your power in whatever way, is because that might take leaving some people behind, okay? That might take stepping on other people's toes, and not you intentionally stepping on their toes, but sometimes when we step into our true power, pile number 3, everyone might not take it in the way that we would want them to, right? And so it seems like you maybe have come from an environment, or you're in an environment, or a family, a group of friends, or just society as a whole, where you're very sensitive to other people's energies, and you want to be loved, right? You want to be liked, but you also want to be seen, okay? So you could also be Leo is what I'm getting. And of course the lion right here. So while you want to be seen, while you want to be in your full leadership energy, you also have a huge heart and you do not want to hurt other people's feelings. You don't want other people to feel like they're being left behind in some way. You don't want people to feel intimidated. You don't want them to feel like insecure or less than because you choose to step into your power. So I'm getting that there's something that you really want to step into, actually, pile number 3, because again, people see you as this leader. People see you as strong. People see you as powerful. Some people are waiting for you to fully step into that leadership, and other people don't want you to. I'm getting that you're more focused on the people that might not want you to, or focus on the negative emotions, the painful emotions that might come up for you if you fully step into your power. Or if you fully make this choice that you know that you should make soon, or will take you, to a new level in your life, something that will benefit you. Pile number 3. And that choice, to step into this new level, to step into your fullest potential, to be truly you, empowered, will mean you will have to leave some people behind, some people that you actually care about, right? You may actually need to leave them behind, or you might not actually have to leave them behind. You just feel like you just don't want to overpower them or overshine them. You don't want them to feel insecure, pile number 3. So what I'm getting right now, though, is that the people that are for you are going to support you. They're going to love you. They're going to value you. They're going to love that you're stepping into your full power. They're going to love that. They're going to cheer you on, right? The ones that don't do that, they are not your people, or they just have some inner issues that they need to work on, That doesn't mean you have to totally cut them off, or that doesn't mean you have to totally let them go, but it would be important to keep some distance from those types of people, because especially when you're stepping into a new level of leadership or a new depth of your authenticity and your empowerment, it's important for you to keep people around you who are aligned with that newer version of you, that are aligned with your best version of you, right? Because we don't want to be pulled down. We want to, stay on that level of our most empowered self, pile number 3. So I'm here to remind you, the good will definitely outweigh the bad. And the good, I mean, being your fullest self, with God, with universe, with divine, your spirit guides, your ancestors, right? The messages that you're getting from all of them, that's your fullest self, your highest self, your best self, right? And that's the most important. So pile number 3, you are definitely so powerful. And I see you really making that choice to step into your power, putting things into perspective. And, your people will be there. You'll always be loved. You'll always be valued and seen. But sometimes it takes doing something that is not the most comfortable to be your best selves, to be your truest self, okay? Powerful reading, pile number 3. So if this was your pile, please drop a green heart in the comments. Okay, let me know if you feel this new energy coming, if you're ready to step into your full leadership potential, okay? So thank you so much for being here, pile number 3. Please like, comment, and subscribe so you can see more videos as they drop. And thank you so much for being here. All right, take care. Bye-bye.